I'm Don Singletary. Welcome to the channel. It's time for the featured trade of the week beginning right now. You should learn first and foremost two things. It's the trades you don't make that are going to save you the most money. So trade selection is everything. And for the trades you do make, I'll show you in this one. It's how you manage a trade once it's underway. It's July 12th, 2022. The Ukraine war is still raging, so is COVID, and we have 40-year high inflation, and the Fed's going to be raising interest rates for the foreseeable future. All that paints not a rosy picture for the market, and that has a lot to do with the way I'm thinking going into this trade. Now, just because the news is all doom and gloom doesn't mean the market's going to open every day at 9:30 Eastern Time and just plummet. There's a lot more to it than that, as you'll see today. Overnight, you can see in the yellow highlighted area here, the prices have been pretty flat for the last few hours. At opening, well, that's a different story. You can see the market shoots straight up the first 10 minutes and then starts to lose momentum. Now let's zero in on the MACD down in the bottom pane. The market's been both up and down in the first 10 minutes, so there's no daily trend. You can see the MACD, the convergence of those two lines, the green and red, seems imminent, and the green will cross below that red line if momentum continues to move downward. A great time to short a contract. One of the things that makes this kind of trading really fun, and it also makes it a little risky, is that it's not like any other kind of trading you've probably ever done. It doesn't matter what happens to the market today, or an hour, or 20 minutes from now, or 2 hours, or the rest of the week. It only matters for the next 2 or 3 minutes what's happening. Now, that makes it harder in some respects, but also sometimes it's a lot easier to try and predict or prognosticate, whatever word you'd like to use. You can pretend the next movement in the market by looking at your technical indicators, and they're not perfect. Do I know right now with certainty the market's going to go down? Of course not. That's impossible. I don't have a time machine that goes into the future, even if it is for only a couple of minutes. If you do this long enough, you get where you can read the indicators. I think of it as like your technical signal indicators, the MACD and the candlesticks. They're like a weather report. It's not going to tell you how many drops of rain are going to fall on your head at 2:42 in the afternoon. It's not that exact, but it's a weather report. And if you see clouds gathering at 2:30 and you don't have your umbrella, you might want to go back to the car and get it or whatever. That's kind of what the technical signal indicators do in this type of trading, and you learn to think of it that way. The good news is you only have to try and know what's going to happen for the next few minutes. I know that makes it sound very easy, but this type of trading is actually pretty difficult. It takes a while to get a feel for it. Next time somebody asks you what your trading hobby is, tell them you sit in your pajamas, click a mouse, and every few minutes you can make a few hours pay in a couple of minutes. You remember the old movie Groundhog Day? The main character, Bill Murray, kept waking up, and it was the same day over and over and over again. The way he finally got the happy ending in that movie was he would wake up and do something a little different each time he did it, and he would remember the next day the progress that he had made, and the next day, and the next day, until finally, we never know quite how many days, but he finally gets everything right for that happy ending. So that's why I think Groundhog Day, the movie, is a great metaphor learning to day trade. All right, we're going to get to the live part of the trade now. Just one caveat before I move on. When I said change what you're doing, I don't mean changing your trade setup. You change your trade setup every couple of days. You're just setting restart button every time. You're not building on consistency, and that's how your brain puts all its stuff together so that you can have a good learning curve. So don't sabotage yourself by changing from one technical indicator or one charting system or whatever it is to another. You don't have to use mine. I use this same setup here on over 130 videos on the channel. It works quite well for me. You don't have to use my setup. Just don't change what you're doing all the time, or you'll sabotage your learning curve. One of the reasons I selected this particular trade to feature this week is because I think it contains a good teaching moment. Now, let me explain. One of the most frequently asked questions, and it's a great question that I hear almost every day, is how do I know how far back to put my stop loss order? If I put it too close, I get stopped out, the trade's dead, I never had a chance to make money. If I put it too far back, I might be risking a lot of money that I really don't want to risk on a particular trade. It's true, it's like poker. The better hand you have, the more you might move that stop loss away from it because you feel your odds are pretty good of cashing in on the poker pot. That statistical principle also works in this kind of trading. Why compute an average range for the last 30 minutes when the trade I'm making may not last but 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 minutes? It's kind of a misapplication of an old stock trading trick that was developed years ago, and it does you no good in a trade like this. How much am I going to risk on this trade? You're going to see. It's not going to be very much at all because I feel pretty good about the trade, but I don't have to risk 5 or 10 points. Now it's $5 a point, so that's $25 to $50. I don't have to risk that much on a trade like this, even though I can see in the last 30 minutes the market has moved a value much higher than that. And the reason is all I'm trying to do is catch this momentum on the downtrend and just hope it lasts for a few minutes and I can get just a part of that downtrend and I can make a nice profit. Watch, that's what develops in this trade coming up right now. I don't have to risk $25 or more to respect that 28-point move. I'm only going to be in this trade for a very short time. It's going to continue to go down or it's not. That's it. Now at this point, I've already made up my mind. I'm only going to risk 2 or 3 points, $10 or $15 on this trade. Luckily, the Tastyworks bracket order has a built-in calculator, so you can see up in the red box there when I put in $38.58, it calculates that's about $21, $25, something in that area of risk. And I've already decided that's too much. So I lower that down to $38.55, something around $10 to $15. That's what I was looking for. Now I'm going to go down to the close at profit. This is just a placeholder. I think I put $38.45. Let's check it out. You know, the better your trade selection gets, the more you're going to like this quote from Sun Tzu from the Book of War. I can't believe my good fortune. I had to move my target price down because it's already trading 38, 45, 46, somewhere in that area. Sometimes you got to think fast and I'm all over it. Rule number 1, get my Tastyworks mouse, move that stop down below the entry price down to 38.4850. Okay, a quick review. I had an initial risk of $12.50, 2.5 points. Now I've locked in a $20 profit, and we're only about a minute into the trade. So I've effectively got what I call a free trade going. I cannot lose even a penny out of my account. This is your official invitation to join the channel. It's free, 130 plus videos on trading the micros, and hit that notification bell so you'll get a text or an email each week when we put up these new videos. If you want to see another video similar to the one you're seeing today, hit the like button. It helps me keep account so I can make better videos for you. That'd be really helpful. Thank you. Even though it is a lot of fun, this channel's not just about making $30. It's using an affordable way to learn to trade so you can scale up and be as brave as you like. Glad you were along today. That was a great little trade, $30 in a little over 2 minutes. You can trade these things 6 days a week, about 23 hours a day. A lot of people use my book. You'll see the link in the description text below the video. Thousands of people have used the book to get started. It's got everything you need, all the terms and everything organized for a fast and easy learn. I'm Don Singletary. I hope every day is a payday for you. And thank you.